Hey, Hal here with Muumba Web Digital. I'm going to answer some of the questions that some of my clients and the people who visit my website keep asking because I know many of you may be having the same questions. What's the difference between the shared web hosting and the dedicated web hosting? A shared web hosting is a solution where many customers, many websites are housed within one single environment, like in a computer server. It's like being on a public bus. You're sharing all the resources on the first come, first served basis. It's like when you get on a public bus, those who come first get to sit, they get to choose where they sit. In a dedicated server environment, you are given your own server. It's like being on a Uber, we're calling an Uber driver, or being on a taxi. So you control your journey, you control your environment, you control all the resources available in that environment. So in a shared hosting environment, you share the same IP address. You tell, when you want to refer somebody to your website, you say go to mumbawebdigital.com. Computers online don't refer to stuff like that. Every server, every computer, every device has an IP address. It's a string of numbers. So in a shared environment, all of the websites that reside into that one server share that single one IP address. So when Google looks at that IP address, maybe there are spamming websites in that server, websites that do stuff that are illegal or a little bit shady. Google will penalize that IP address and you could be affected. So not only is your performance not reliable because others may have pulled all the resources before you need the resources, and now your website performance online is up and down. In a dedicated hosting environment, you have your own IP address. Your performance is really steady because you control the resources and they are reserved for you alone. So there's no up and down. Now, at Muumba Web Digital, we also have a hybrid solution, an in-between solution. So you may start with a shared environment, and then as your business is expanding and your need for security and space and more resources is increasing, then you may decide to go into a more dedicated environment because it costs more than a shared environment. What if you're in between? You're not yet ready for that dedicated environment, but you overgrow the shared environment. Okay, we have the Web Hosting Plus, which is a space, an environment carved within a shared server, but the resources are dedicated to you. If we give you 800 gigabytes of storage space, the 800 gigabytes of storage space belong to you. You don't share them, nobody else has access to that. So it's a much more advantageous solution which gives you dedicated resources but within a shared environment, so you don't get to be affected by other users on that server. So we call it, at Muumba Web Digital, we call it Web Hosting Plus. I'm going to share the links at the bottom of this video. Now, on the dedicated server environment as well, because that server is dedicated to you, you may have to manage it yourself. And now you're asking yourself, but I don't know how to manage a server. Well, we offer a self-managed VPS, virtual private server or dedicated server solution, but we also offer a fully managed VPS or dedicated server solution. So for those of you who either don't have the time or don't know, are not confident enough, you've never managed a server before, you can use the fully managed. Of course, it's going to cost a little bit more. But anyone who can handle their own server can use the self-managed, either the virtual private server or the dedicated server. And there's a difference between the VPS, virtual private server, and the dedicated server. The virtual private server is a carved space in online in a server that's completely yours. It's not like a shared hosting environment. Okay, the dedicated server is a physical server, like your own device, your own computer at home that you don't share with nobody else. And that one is also a little bit more expensive. The reason why this is important for you to understand is your website performance depends on the solution that you choose. And so as you needs and your need for greater performance because you may be in a competitive industry, then I would begin to advise you to consider dedicated solutions. We have virtual private servers that start from as low as $5, $6 a month. And it can go up to several $100s a month depending on what capacity you need, and do you need multiple hard drives or stuff like that. So those are the solutions that we provide. I'm going to provide a link, like I said. In fact, you can look up here and see our URL to our website, and then go to website development and choose web hosting, and then you can read more about these solutions. And I will also be publishing a blog post that explains these differences and the advantages and the inconveniences, and guiding you to make the right choice. Okay? Please share your comments, your questions at the bottom of this video. Let me know how I can help you. Let's go.